I wonder, is it right? You better check that. Okay, we're streaming. I got to check and make sure this is right first. Let's see. Watch. Yep. View. Yep. Okay. Options. We might have to just restart this. Yeah, I think this is right. No, it's not in there. Okay, good. We'll find out as soon as somebody shows up in the chat. And let me pause this video here. We are alone. Well, it's about time. Man, I've missed you. Where have you been? Gosh, don't ever do that again. I need you to contact me every 3 hours. Let me know you're all right. Whoa, what is that? Oh my God, there's a spider in my coffee. Wait a minute. I'll be back in just a moment. Yeah. Yeah, I just took him out. If that coffee is not sterile, it ain't strong enough. Me and you and the beans. Look, I can fit 7 beans in my ear. I'm still counting the other beans. My messenger still works. There it is. I'm working on it. Okay, look, we had, not we, me. I had a problem with a fellow and could not clear this issue up. What happened? What went wrong? Not everything's always going to work perfectly. You try to please everybody all the time, but it is difficult. What happened? Okay, I refunded a fellow's payments of $83 total, and we should be able to. There we go. This is what happened in the order it happened, and he's got his money back, so he's happy. But why do we have these protocols and procedures in place just to stop this? We'll go back to August 3rd. I'm not going to name his name because, quite frankly, I think he's a good guy, and he's right, and I'm right, and we're both right, and we're both wrong. The problem is we did not communicate right, and that would have solved a whole bunch of things. What happened? Let's see. In August, this fellow orders some flips, some boxes, and some more stuff. Okay, sometime between August 3 and August 28, he ordered a bunch of wheats because we got that thing with 1,000 wheats for $50. Okay, on August 28, he paid $20. Okay, that's good. And now he paid that off the invoice. He just sent the money, by PayPal, but he did use goods and services, but he didn't apply it to the invoice. On the next day, and this is when I saw it, he pays another 23. Okay, well, that's close enough to the 46. Yeah, he's probably good for $3. I'll just send this on out. So I shipped out the flips, the boxes, and the other stuff pretty much that day, and that's delivered. So he's got that. Fast forward a couple more weeks, he pays 30. Okay, well, now we covered the $3 and we're into the wheats. Now, some of that stuff we put into the big show, some of them wheats. The next day, he pays another 10. And let's see, what day is this? A couple of days ago, we put some more of those coins in the big show. Then today, he's saying, where's my stuff? Huh. Okay, well, it turned into a dispute on PayPal, and 3 minutes later it became a claim. What's the answer? Just, here's your money back. Here you go. And solve that problem so the guy's not screwed. $83. I've lost a whole lot more on cars. Let's cover this guy and not say his name because, well, let's see where did I go wrong. So now we want to go deeper. Okay, all the payments were made off the invoice. This is usually a red flag. I like to, if people order stuff, let me know. Send me an email right here, and I'll send you an invoice and pay the invoice. Now, he paid off invoice. He just sent the cash. But what's the issue? On August 28th, right, he paid $20, but he had a message in there, right, in the memo on PayPal, send flips. Well, he ordered 300 flips and 3 boxes and some other stuff. Now I got $20 and he says send flips. Is the memo of PayPal, is that the place to request stuff, to order stuff? It's ambiguous here. We need to work on that. The next day, on the memo on August 29, he says towards wheats. Well, I got an invoice for 46. The wheats did not make it onto an invoice, but here I got 43 out of 46. So I sent that stuff. But he's thinking, no, these are separate. $20 is for just flips. So all that other stuff, we just ignore that. The boxes, the other stuff, ignore that, and just send some of the flips is what I should have done. But really what we have here is a change, right? There's a change that happened right here, where this order should have gone away and a new one produced. So we're on the same page. It also would have helped had we communicated better using email, which is my preferred method of communication. There is, let's see, Facebook groups, 100 of them. There's the PayPal message that you send with a payment. There's, of course, email. There's private messages. There's, what else is there? Good Lord, call me on the phone, throw rocks at the window. There needs to be a standard means of communication here. There's chat over there. Gosh, how do we work this out? We're getting very complex, and when we get complex, we need to simplify. So what happened, really? And he's got the stuff. Now, from his point of view, he got his flips, right? And the stuff we ordered. Now, we paid $20, but he got all that stuff. Well, if I send you lots of extra stuff, maybe you should contact me. Just saying. Okay, but here, he's got $23 towards the wheats. Let me scratch that nose. Plus 30, plus 10. And if that's the wheats, well, the wheats are paid for and then some. So he's right in saying, where's my stuff? Now, over on PayPal, you got the dispute thing going on where I've got a couple of things. You know, it's not what it was supposed to be. It's not right. It's not sent. I didn't get... and you've only got so many selections over there in PayPal. So it gets kind of confusing the way that works. Do not send until paid. Hey, he's a good guy. This matches this, right? He paid, kinda. Says this is for wheats though. Well, he paid for the wheats, he should get the wheats too. But he didn't pay for it now, he didn't pay for all that. Oh, this is the ambiguity. He's right, sure, 100%. Here's your money back. If you got stuff, keep it, it works. But how could we have made this better? Because now I got a feeling he's not talking. Out of all the, geez, I gotta scratch this. Just one moment here. My nose is just bothering me. I just shaved, is what that is. So there's probably like a loose nose hair in there. Had to shave for the show. See what you have? You have a change. He had an item, he added to it, and then we have the payment off the invoice. See, I don't get seller protection on items paid not on an invoice. So in the future, anytime somebody wants to order something, I have to, send me an email and I fill out the invoice. If you just send cash, I'm going to just send it back along with an invoice and you get to pay again. It'll be confusing, right? Guaranteed. Oh, but I hate to take it up the wazoo. I chopped my beard off too. Gosh. We have so many different ways we can communicate when we need to have a preferred means. Some people prefer text messaging. That's okay. I have no idea how to use that phone of mine, so I canceled it off. Yeah, PayPal goods and services only works, but what about when they just send money by PayPal goods and services and send a message, right, that says send flips? What if they use the message, but their figure is incorrect because, 200 flips, he'd ordered 300. 200 flips is $16 and $5 for shipping. Do I send that back? Do I send him an invoice for another $1? Because if he's going to send an extra $1, PayPal is going to keep the bulk of that anyway. What's the point? Just send the darn flips. Then we have what installments? Why are we doing this? 20, 23, 30, 10. Why are we doing installments on 2 items ordered? We need to straighten this out and not play with it. Then refund it. Oh, he got his money, right? Look, he's a young fellow, got a family. Here's your money. Let's take care of that first. And I'm not going to say his name because I'm sure what we have here is a miscommunication. He's a good guy, but This is a flub. Flubs are going to happen. Doesn't mean anybody's wrong. Did he do right? 20 send flips. Yeah, that was understandable. Was this missed? Perhaps. Okay, 23. This is towards the wheats. Well, we didn't really work out an arrangement that said, yeah, you can make payments. If you can't afford it, don't order it. If it's not paid in full, it's not going to ship. Okay, well, he's got enough paid that I can send some out. This was a flub, a foobar. Lack of communication. Well, the best way for me is email, but the best way for other people is PM, chat messages over here, maybe a message sent by YouTube. That needs to be straightened out too. What is all this? This is just a confusing whatever. What do? Send it back with a message saying to email or message you. That's what I need to do. If you send money for stuff that you bought, but it's not on an invoice, I gotta send it back and send an invoice along with it. Here's something we can look at. Oh, geez. But with the invoice, I get seller protection, and the buyer gets buyer protection. If you just send money, you still get buyer protection. That's great, but I don't get the seller protection that I need. Well, look, I can take a pinch on this. It's not that big a deal. Geez, wheats are pretty easy to come by. I can get more. Make it work. If you have to ship everything separate, then they have to pay shipping for every time. Yeah, but I've had orders where, somebody orders something and then, a couple of days later they order something else. And I said, well, geez, they're not in yet, but I can combine this if you just want to wait. And then something else is going to be added to it. Oh, geez, what do you do there? I've done things like bill them at cost, right? Bill them, below cost. Ship it free, no additional shipping, and try to make that work. You try. That's all we can really do is try. Geez, we're all human. You amend the invoice. That is a change order. I've gone into. I worked on this lady's house. We're doing a door. We installed the door. There's one of those faux mahogany doors, right? It's like fiberglass, foam core, real nice. Got the 2 side lights, right? Beautiful door, great house. And we had to go the next day to because the stain for it did not arrive from Lowe's. We're doing installations from Lowe's. So we got to go out the next day to put the stain, or I think it was a week later, to put the stain on. And Lowe's, they say, oh, we're not paying an extra fee to send you out there again. Well, here's where the door came in on this date, and here's your order to install it on this date, and here's where the stuff came in a week later. That's another charge. There's been a change, right? Not everything goes towards plan, perfectly to plan. Pay me. And then we had to do another day after that because the directions on the thing say wait 24 hours before applying the clear coat. All right, give me another travel fee. And they didn't want to do that. Hey, it's your directions, your product, pay me. Well, they did pay me. But while I'm there, of course, I think on the 3rd day, hey, while you're here, can you look at this drawer? So I go spend an hour messing with this drawer. It's a kitchen drawer. It's stuck. The chick was pretty hot. I figured, yeah, I'll look at her drawers. Mess with that for an hour. And then the husband says, why ain't that door done yet? Well, I'm over here looking at the drawers. Okay. More miscommunication. You can only go so far before, changes and alterations and differences start to add up and compound. Before you know it, you got that confusing mess. And does the guy feel bad? He didn't get his wheats. He got the other stuff, but he didn't get his wheats. He was hoping for his wheats. I'd like to send him wheats. Oh, so yeah, once the invoice is paid, it's got to ship. It's got to, right now. If it's ordered, got to be on an invoice. You try to be a nice guy, and you can mean well, but every now and then it still goes wrong. It doesn't mean the guy's a villain. I want to make sure that's perfectly straight. At no point, I think, was he trying to do me wrong. He was trying to do the best he could. but we didn't quite get on the same page. And over time, after 4 payments, where's my stuff? From his point, it's paid. From my point, you still owe me 20. Who's right? Both. Who's wrong? Both. What do you do? As you said, don't order items you can't afford. There's another thing. I see that every now and then. Somebody says, hey, can I get this and pay you next month? No. In that time, I can sell the thing, get my $5 profit, hunt and buy another one, sell that 2 more times, and then buy the thing that you want and get it to you in time. So I stopped the 30-day pay because I'd see people say, hey, can I pay you next month? And in the meantime, they're on some of these other channels buying stuff for more than they owe me. Is this an abuse? Well, if you offer the 30-day pay, stick with it. Nice guys don't survive long, Ken. They're the ones that I've taken the shaft many times, and to prevent that from happening again, you come up with procedures, right? Such as send me an email, I'll send you an invoice, and then you pay the invoice. But if you get off of that, that's where, you know, you're into the gray area. That's where, oops, something goes wrong, and then you have the animosity starts. I was watching a Facebook post. This nice girl, what the hell was her name? I don't know what her name was. I don't know half the people. I really should pay attention to these things. She says, what's wrong with Facebook? Everybody gets so offended so fast. Well, part of it is we have a society that wants everything all the time, right? You got the supermarket, they got freaking avocados year round. They got bananas year round. Used to be you get strawberries in strawberry season, and that was about 3 weeks and they're out. Now it's everything all the time. You got the computer here, and you can look up an answer, ideally, instantly, and get an answer right now. And it's a hassle when the internet goes down. Dude, when that thing stops blinking the way it does, what do I do now? We want everything all the time, instant gratification. And if you don't get it, there's a problem, because you're so used to it now. You flip out when you don't have it. The power goes down, that's a wreck. People just can't handle it sometimes. We've been out of power for 3 hours. We're going to die. We pulled through it before, right? It's not been a problem, but we've got changes in society with the computers and the phones and the electronics and the instantaneous everything all the time. I think that's part of what's getting people offended so easily, because they're not only just used to getting answers quickly, but you get your emotions in 30-second clips on YouTube, on YouTube and Facebook, right? Here's a story about a guy who does a costume for his kid for a kid's birthday, and you're like, oh, that's so sweet. I love them. That's not emotions. It's showmanship. Oh, it's terrifically distressing. But that's the way we get our emotions nowadays, in 30-second bits. And all right, it kind of spreads. We want everything in 30 seconds. If we don't get it, that's a terrible thing, and rage triggers kick in. And now it's just, what the heck? So this dispute we had earlier went from where's my stuff to a dispute on PayPal, and 3 minutes later it was a claim. I don't think he's happy. I'm just thinking, maybe he's not happy. Does he know the whole story? Do you need the whole story? Hell no, we don't need the whole story. The accusation of the crime is all you need. He's guilty. String him up. Right now, take him out, put a gun to his head, pull the trigger, and be done. Yeah, instantaneous everything. Who? Oh, I don't offer names. There will be no name. It's just, it's a guy. 98% of my buyers are guys. So you don't need to know that. What I'm discussing is how to avoid it in the future. How did it happen? What's the muck-up? And is it the system we have where we have those cell phones, telephones, the cups on string, messages on YouTube, on PayPal, on Facebook, in groups, in chat? We got 37 different ways to communicate. We need to pick one and make it the official means of communication. No need to avoid the person. He was right. So was I. We were wrong in that we did not communicate. You see, that's the issue, is the failure to communicate. Does that make sense to you? Avoid them. This is not a conviction. Again, he's guilty, string him up. This is not what it's about. It's how do we avoid that? That's the whole idea. And that comes down to a little bit of patience. And let's get to the bottom of it so we know what's going on. And it came down to some messages in the payment off the invoice I missed. So I'm thinking it's towards this, and he's thinking it's towards that. Two rights have never made it wrong. Yeah, but you got good intentions and non-communication. There's the issue. And how do you communicate? Because he communicated in one way, but I missed it because I communicated another way. I like face-to-face deals. People can't lie to you as easily. That works great. And you know where exactly to place the eggs. There's his house. Get them. Boom. Man, we used to egg a lot of houses. Alrighty. Invoice sent. Payment made. Merchandise shipped. Everybody's happy. Yeah, but what if, you know, he's a good guy and he's in a hurry. Hey, I just need this. Okay, here you go. Send it. It's going off the plan. It's getting off the road. That's where the problems arise. And I've been doing, you know, kind of letting things slide and people just send payments. I'm getting set up for disaster. So in the future, yeah, we got to do the send email, you know, communicate by email. I send an invoice, pay the invoice. I had one fellow could not for the life of him pay an invoice. I'd like to order that. I'll send you an invoice. I send an invoice. He sends payment off the invoice every time. So, man, I'm going to send you money back because, you know, this isn't working. Yeah, well, it's not business as business. It's keeping clarity so you don't have inflamed emotions. That's what it's about, keeping the peace. My nose is terribly bothering me. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to rub it really, really hard, probably turn it red. That's better. So it's a failure. Is it a failure to communicate? He used his preferred method of communication, but he didn't use my preferred method of communication. Am I not communicating my method? This is my email. If you wish to say hello, do it by email. If you wish to order something, do it by email. If you wish to pay for something, pay the invoice. You don't have an invoice and you sent payment, that's when I need to stop and send it back and get on the same page. So I had a failure. We're not going to let this guy suffer for it. That's the way it's going to work. If you do your shipping once a week, then they have 1 week to add on, but payment must be made before it ships. There you go. I tend to ship my stuff as soon as I can. Every now and then it flips around. I've got to wait. Wait for it. We get there. What in the world did I miss? I don't know, man. It started as nothing, and now I've got somebody who's probably angry. Sorry. We give him his money back. What do? You know, I learned in the diner, whatever, it's a problem with your mashed potatoes, the whole plate is covered here, right? It's not a problem. Here's a gift certificate. Come back again next week and give us another chance at making it right. I never buy without an invoice. It's a good idea. There is some CYA you need to have in here, right? If you buy it without an invoice, PayPal will give you buyer protection, but it doesn't give the seller protection without that invoice, right? If you order an item, right, say 300 flips, and then you only pay for 200 flips and said, send me flips, what's going to happen? Get what you pay for? Or how about the guy comes back and says, hey man, I ordered 300 flips. Well, you only paid for 2. There was a change, and we did not address it and get it straight right there. That's what would have been needed to have happened. Oh, yeah. I never buy without an invoice. If people want to find a reason to complain about something, they will no matter what. Was it worth, you know, going from a dispute to a claim in 3 minutes? I put up a video response to the person, but and still it doesn't show any views. I sent a link to them, no views. Not going to listen? Okay, that's fine too. Here's your money back, and we're done. Yeah. But that's what the answer is right there. Big and Obama, failure to communicate. But at this point, is it too late to communicate? That may be the case. He had other issues there somewhere. Well, in the future, if you don't send the full payment, I'm not going to accept it. The 4 installments on 2 orders, no, that's not going to work. Hey, look, it's hard all the way around, I'm sure of it. But if I'm going to wait a month, no, we're not doing that anymore. I see people, they take the money that they owe me, and they buy something from somebody else. Well, my product's sitting up here on a shelf waiting to be paid for. I could turn that over 2 or 3 times in a month, so it's costing me money. So we stop that. PayPal gives you 10 days to settle it. Now, I took 10 minutes and here's your money. Just don't even bother. Now I got another 12 days I could dispute or appeal. No, get it done. Get it paid for. Here's your money and it's settled. Really, don't let that drag out. What happened in 3 minutes? It went from dispute to claim. All right, nothing else in between. Was it automatic, perhaps? Could be. PayPal has its ways. Really, the best way is protect the PayPal account. Here's your money. Done. I do far too much volume to worry about, $83. Even if it means I got to eat some flips. Okay. Hey, man, I've dropped a box on the floor of these things, and forget it. There's no getting those clean again. Now, about that 1876, it's crap. It's trash. It's been cleaned. Have you seen this thing? I showed this before. Here you go. That's cleaned. It's not just cleaned, it's polished. And it's not just cleaned and polished. Baby, that's like a mirror now. That's shining. It's bright. I think it's been through a rock tumbler. Okay, it's got some detail left, but if you put it under the scope, you're going to realize, oh, that's kind of like rounded right over. There it is. Polished. It's bright. It's bright white. Any dark you see is just the shadow from the lights being on the edges. No, this is I meant to send this back to the buyer, excuse me, to the seller, because this is crap. It's not worth the $7 I paid for it. Well, if it wasn't cleaned, I could probably make $5 on it. But really, this is a good item for a teaching tool for what these clean coins are going to look like. See how they're polished? All the fine details, the finest ones, are just about smoothed over in between her fingers, right? Her eye, that should be a nice little line. Go look in the lines of the Liberty, they're kind of rounded over. You can see it better in person. But the tone, texture, and plus there's a big scratch across it. But it's neat, and it's in decent shape, really. Fair detail. Where are you here? There's nothing on the back. No veins. No, almost no corn. Next to nothing for the wheat. There it is. Haven't heard that used since my dad did on car stuff. Some people shouldn't be able to buy Brasso. Brasso? So this had to be a rock tumbler. Brasso. If you collect your what I got to do is clean coins with different materials and show you the results. Do ketchup. Soak it in lemon juice for a month. Put it in Coca-Cola for a month. See what that does to a penny. Be nothing left. Yeah, a kid would love that. I mean, for a 12-year-old, this would be great. This would be awesome. There you go. Pink wheat cents. You've seen them. They're just, clean and dull. They shine if you put enough light on them. But no, it's not quite the same. But there's all kinds of things you could clean with and show you what a clean coin looks like. That's the way I want to go. I have videos to upload for Paula Bloom, Mentor Coins, Ken Peavy, and TCRV logs. I have trouble with those. Too many letters. Getting part of the Big Show package. Outstanding. Wow. You're not going to send her that $50, I hope. Chip, don't put wheats in a dishwasher with a Cascade pod. Stop eating Cascade pods. Really, they're not designed. Okay, they are pretty good on top of cheese puffs. You break them up, sprinkle them on. They're kind of tasty there. You're not supposed to eat that stuff. Really. Who come up with that idea? Now they're snorting condoms. What? No! What's wrong with this entire generation? It's been like that for like 3 generations. I'm getting pretty worried about my retirement coming up. I'm going to drink some coffee and forget about it. Well, anyway, the changes that have to be made is I have to stick with policy, right? Send email, get invoice, pay invoice, item shipped. It's what has to be done, so we don't avoid, we avoid all this hassle in the future. I'd hate to think the guy's pissed. All right, well, he got his money back at least. I did that when I first started. What's that? Snorted rubbers? Or, oh, you put wheats in the dishwasher with a Cascade pod. Oh, that. Okay. As long as you stop there. I have 500 pink wheats now. I got these red sheets, and I got these white shirts. Well, it seemed like a good idea. I need them both right now. So now I got red sheets and pink shirts, pink underwear, pink socks. They look good. What do you do? I don't wear the pink in public too often, unless it's like the only shirt I have that's clean. You roll out of bed, you feel around for laundry, you give it a sniff. No, can't wear that. Then you grab the pink shirt. I now have my 10 megapixel USB microscope. This is a 2 over here. This is a 2 megapixel. I imagine that 10 would be a little more powerful. Huh. I'd like to see that. Okay, that's what I wanted to go on. Rage. We need to leave the rage behind, and first contact a person. Make sure we're on the same page. I failed to do that. The buyer failed to do that. Well, I sent out some stuff thinking it's paid for, but he's thinking, no, I'm paying for something else. And we did not communicate there. No word on, gee, thanks for all the extra stuff you sent instead of just the 200 flips. That might have been nice, so we could have gotten on the same page. Yeah, if it passes the sniff test, good enough. Dude, we can go to work in this. We can work out. We do a 12-hour shift in this. Yeah. Well, we live and learn. But I've had these systems set up, invoice, email, payment, ship. Me to stick to them. It's when you get away from the standard practices that things go wrong. And I'd hate to think that the guy's angry. He does have his money back, so good. And hopefully he understands my point of view, because I'm pretty sure where he's coming from at this point. And I missed that one about, send flips, and here's $20. And I missed that one. And I also missed, this is towards the wheats. I missed that. I took those both and put them towards the bigger package. What takes scratches out of plexiglass? Ophthalene. Look for it by brand name. Pretty good stuff. But you got to rub it, and all that does really is just put more finer marks in the plexiglass. New plexiglass. Guys, please do not buy or sell without an invoice. The invoice is your friend, right? If you're buying something and they didn't send you an invoice, they're at risk. If you're selling stuff and somebody pays you without an invoice, you're taking a risk. I hate to make it a hassle, because it's so easy when at the end of an auction they say, here's my money. It's so easy. But there is risk out there. New people, more risk. You get to know all these people. We know Adrian, and we know Frank. We're getting to know Quasi. We know Mike, right? Lincoln, he's like a brother. He's a brother from a different mother. And I don't have a problem with him, but still, let's do the invoice just so it's regular practice. Yeah. You buffered. What was it? I buffered? Everything looks good over here. Probably somebody up the street watching cat videos. Yeah. Yeah, Lincoln takes on moderation jobs at how many different channels? 25? I don't know, man. You need to lighten that load, I'm thinking. It'll wear you out. I've done, you know, monitoring with channels, and after a couple hours, dude, it'll beat you down. This is work. Seriously. Okay, we're up now. Let's talk coins. Okay, I got some weights we could look at. It seems I have an extra few hundred. I'm retiring from some. If you need to leave this one, let me know. But don't. We need you. I call up the boss. Say, hey man, can I get a day off in 6 months? Oh no, we need you that day. What? They would work. They sent me to Colorado one time. Hey, you want to go to Colorado? It'll be fun. What are we doing? You'll find out when you get there. I'm sure you could do it. So I'm working at a freaking bauxite refine. What? Never have I worked with bauxite before in my entire life. They're going to send me out there. It won't be long, just a couple of weeks. I was there for 9 months without a day off. I'd get out on Friday. I took my paycheck because they would send it from the office in Florida to there. I would take my paycheck to Walmart. And after a couple of months, they knew, oh, Ken's here. Can I cash this paycheck? I'm from out of state. Yep, here you go. Cash the paycheck. You know, I'm sitting on like, you know, 3,000. It was good money. Too, because you get like an extra 85 bucks a day just working out of town, and that was out of town. So I'm getting paid big. But I'm out here for 2 weeks. I got, you know, pants, underwear, shirts, everything for a couple of weeks. I got to buy everything. I'm eating out every single day. It's a bauxite mill, so there's really just, you know, the one place to eat, and it's just this greasy spoon diner. It's not that great. So I'm at Walmart. I'm buying a refrigerator. I'm buying a microwave, right? I'm buying cutting boards, stuff to use. I'm setting up a whole kitchen. Well, I came home after 9 months. I bought a house. Bought my sister a house. Okay. There were some advantages to that. Yeah, make hay when the sun shines. But they didn't give me a day off. Dude, think about the human aspect of the equation here. Some people needed a little bit of down. 9 months? I was out of my freaking mind. Dude, I was losing it. I learned all about bauxite. Okay, alum stuff. That was fun. I did miss it, and Colorado was kind of nice. Hilly, real hilly. But I didn't tear up my truck because they said, oh, we'll have a truck for you when you get there. And they got this old rust beater. I mean, it's rusted to shit. I said, this truck ain't going to work. Oh, we'll get you another one. Next day they showed up. It's an F-250, brand new, off the lot. Okay, this'll do. I got to put a few thousand miles on that thing. Tell me again, what takes scratches out of plexi? You buffered at the wrong moment. Oh, I'm sorry. Ophthalene. Okay, but you got to polish it in. And all you're doing when you're polishing it in is adding more scratches to the plexiglass. Remove the plexiglass, put in a piece of new plexiglass, clean it up, and then peel off that plastic covering. Yeah, you can get scratches out of glass a whole lot easier than plexiglass. You get the glasses, right? They got some stuff you can put on there, but still it's polishing. No, it's a lose-lose situation. Once scratched, it is forever scratched. You'll never unscratch it. Or try methyl acrylate. It's all good. 22 watching. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. There's 20 people up. Oh my God, we're gonna talk about something other than just wheat cents. Ooh, what's that? Ah, gosh, how are we gonna do what we need to do when there's so many things that can go wrong? And protect ourselves and keep everybody happy and make a better world and promote the hobby and you know, make enough to pay the bills. How are we going to do all that? Let's work on that plan. Gotcha. What about rouge? Oh, that's for your cheeks. And if you don't have rouge, you just cut your finger a little, right? And then rub it in. I do that for like job interviews. It works. Get a little color going. I don't look quite as white and pasty. If I put that light on me, you'll see how really bright and pasty I am. Look at that. That's pasty, baby. You don't want to see me naked. I don't want to see me naked. I took out all the mirrors out of the house because, damn, I'm looking at that thinking, man, your years have been hard. Them years have been tough on you. Look at that belly. At what point? How big does your ass need to be before you say, I need to do something about this? Because, damn, my belly's been expanding these past few years. Well, it's about the size of my father's was when he was my age. Oh, look, we got a lamb. Anything else on it? Oh, we got more lamb. Okay, see the linear nature? I got Play-Doh. Do you want Play-Doh? Don't know what I'm thinking. Old movie, Pinch Your Cheeks. There you go. Wow, auto-messed. Auto-messed? Auto, old movie, Pinch Your Cheeks. And that's supposed to be an autocorrect issue? Another Lamorama. Here they are. Okay, we gotta, I haven't done Play-Doh in a while. So let's do some Play-Doh. And, well, now we gotta clean this up. See, this is what happens. You guys get me going, and I gotta clean up all this stuff just to do Play-Doh, because I can't do Play-Doh on this. Okay, this is my new cover for the studio. Isn't that great? It was like $1. Alright, that's out of here. Now we'll just bring on some Play-Doh. Oh, I like Play-Doh. What color you like? How about pink? Pink and I thought I had blue. Oh, it's under there. Oh, this is pink. Pink. And is it red? What's that? Here's blue. Pink boys and girls. We got pink and blue. On my phone. Yeah, autocorrect's a bummer. What happens when you just said, oh, I spelled that wrong. Like one time I was eating, you ever say something and it comes out wrong? Right. Like, you know, they got the trapeze girls. And I'm with a priest, and we went to the circus. And I meant to say, what a cunning array of stunts. Right, because you got these gorgeous girls on the trapeze, and instead it came out, what a stunning array of, just a little, said it wrong, oops. There, we got, that's bright pink. I wish you could see how pink that is. It's too bright. Okay, so one time eating breakfast with my mother, I meant to say, please pass the pancake syrup. But you know how sometimes it gets fumbled in your mouth, and instead it came out, you're ruining my life, you fucking bitch. Just a little slip. That's all that was. It happens. Okay, let's look at this. We got a roller here. Do we have a roller? I got a roller. Okay, we got some blue. Here's some blue right there. We get a little pink. We don't need much pink. Just that much pink is all we're going to need for this exercise. We'll cover that up. Keep your Play-Doh covered. Oh, that'll get the neighbors up. No, I got a neighbor behind me, but I can't see him unless all the leaves are down. There's one over here, and if the wind is blowing and the leaves are down, you can see a light right from like way there in the woods. That's Freddie. He's okay. He does moonshine. The guy behind me, every other day he's shooting something. Dude, he's got more guns than I do, and I sure do appreciate that. Yep, it's a good area. We're safe here. Okay, is that a hair? That's gone. Bring you down. Let's have a look. Okay, the copper comes in a bar called an ingot, right? Be square, fat, kind of like a one of those hamburgers by that place. What is it? Crystal. You know, square, flat, fresh, copper. Okay, but the copper has a little piece of a little irregularity in it, just like that, right? Now they're going to take this this ingot and they're going to roll it out to the desired thickness. I don't need a roller. What do we got for a roller? Well, how about that? I got a coin tube here somewhere. one. Aha! Roller. We got a $50 roller. This isn't about Flatville. No, Flat Stanley, that's a different story. Okay. And they roll that thing out. And as they roll it, it gets longer and longer. But you'll notice the little inclusion here also gets longer and longer. And they keep on rolling it, and it gets longer and longer. They'll fold it for nothing. But it's supposed to be getting longer than it is here. Well, no matter. I'll just roll it differently. Now, lamination happens when this little bit here, I'm going to need a tool, doesn't bond. The pink doesn't bond fully with the blue. And peels up. Not like this, but kind of. Okay, we'll just scrape that off. And pretend that that part is actually blue. Okay, but here in the middle I got this stretch where there's metal missing. So when I take and punch out the coin, just like that, right, all the rest of this gets recycled again. In the middle of this piece, I've got this little kind of a spot where the metal's missing. And this is really not working now that well. There it is. That's what my Play-Doh looks like. Okay, it's kind of working, but the lamination is linear, right? It's linear because of the way that copper is rolled. So when I see a lamination on a coin, it's gone. There you go. I'm going to keep on going. Well, I can't use this one. It's got stuff on it. Okay, follow that line down, just like that, and see if there's more. And what do you know, down here, there's more, right in there. So that's a lamination error, and that's where the whatever inclusion in the copper was did not properly bond with the copper and just jumped off. It can jump off before the strike, after the strike, whenever. If it's done after the strike, you'll see the detail of the coin still in place. Of course, on this one, it's almost entirely on the fields. Okay, but let's look around over here so we get more lambs. A lot of times you find one, you'll find several. That may be a bit of a lamination right in here. But one thing that goes hand in hand with laminations are those woodies, right? So let's get back over here and look at that coin again. I wonder if we can see this. See the dark texture, that stripe going through that coin in the same direction as the lamination. That's a, well, that's a woody, all right, which is an alloy mix. Perhaps it's heavier in copper or heavier in tin and changes the color. And the woodies and the laminations, it's the same issue, a little bit different twist. Whoa, neon orange gloves. No, that's my hands. Really. Look at the other side. Any color difference here? Not so much on that side. Huh. Must be the little pink bit was only on one side of that ingot. Well, okay, that's the way it works. Sometimes it goes through, sometimes it's wavy, all sorts of different things go on. But that's okay, pick it up with your finger. That's what's going on with these stripes. That's why the common dark lines you see nowadays on the, coin from like 1982, it's got all these parallel stripes across the whole thing, but they don't have any depth to them. They're consistent color. They're not really a woody. I call them the modern woodies, but they're different. That's a different process than this. I don't know what the date is here. That's a 1940. That's about right. You had 40, 41 were good years. But it's a different process at work. This is an inclusion in the metal that has been stretched out and didn't properly bond, whereas those modern ones, where it's, many, many dark lines across the whole darn thing, it's a different mechanism at play there. We seem to think it's the result of rollers and annealing. You can't. Good night. All the plants are going to die. Well, thanks for coming in. I'm falling asleep. Middle of Brian's show, I took a little nap and I got up about 10. It happens. I'm, I'm not a spring chicken. Dude, do what you can while you're still young. They say life goes fast. Dude, it's not long before you're just plain wore out. My back hurts, my feet hurts, my lips hurt. I got no hair, except on my back and my butt. I probably got the hairiest butt out there. I can't straighten out my fingers. All I need to do is drink coffee nowadays. You don't need 3 square meals. Life changes as you get older. Well, don't grow up. It's a lot more fun when you're young. Youth is wasted on the wrong people. Do you have a Woody to show us? Well, you're not watching the past 20 minutes. You're still young. Well, my grandmother would say that. She lived to 98, poor girl. And for 30 years, all she did was complain about her age. Oh, don't ever get old. It's nothing but suffering, suffering. And then she would go out into that blueberry field at 85 years old and outperform me. I'm 18. And complained the whole time that it's slave. This is slavery. Well, you're doing better than I am. All right. There's no stopping her. That was stubborn on a different level. Those old people. She went to 98 years old. There was just no stopping her. Yeah, that's what kept her alive. Well, she'd take most of the year off. Really, winter, she'd just read those books. I like them Hollywood romances. I prefer the smutty ones. And she would say, I'm 16. You can't talk about this here, huh? I wouldn't. No, don't talk about smutty romance novels with your great grandmother. No, no, don't do it. There are some things you don't. No, that's TMI right there. No, bad things happen. Yeah, but you got those folks. All they know is hard work. They get up in the morning, they work all day. They get home, they eat, they shower, they go to bed, and they get up and do it again. And I've seen these guys, and it's all they know. And they work until they drop because if they retire, they don't have their routine. It's that constant abuse that keeps them alive and keeps them going and gives them purpose. And when they take that away, they die in 3 months. Those poor fellows. I've seen them. I've known them, and they get old and retire, and that's the end of them. Jeez, it's a darn shame because man, they're good workers. I know a guy, Richard Stanton, and yeah, he's 80 years old doing refractory work. I mean, he's got no problem throwing 20-pound bricks around. One hand, pick it up, set it down. He's good, but if you take that job away from him, he's going to die. He doesn't know anything else. That is his lifestyle. Good guy. Man, he's got stories to tell. Yeah, we worked with him for, many, many jobs. He was a super, and he'll work you. Okay, guys, we'll just get this one last thing done, then we'll take a break. Well, we've been doing it for 14 hours straight. How about we take a break now because these guys are going to piss their pants. Oh, let's just finish this, and then we'll take it. Dude, they got to go. That guy, he's heading towards the railing. He's going to go piss over the railing. You need to give these guys a break. We'll just finish this first. All right, so we finish that, and then all right, we need to finish that, and then we'll take a break. Hey, Richard, we've been here 12 hours. The next crew's here. Can we go home? Oh, but let's just finish this. We ain't get paid no more. We're leaving. Okay, and he'll just keep on working to finish. That's the way it is, and it's a different breed, really. Let's see, Richard is probably, he's got to be 85 years old if he's a day, and if he's not working, he's probably dead by now. But yeah, he's out there in his late 70s, humping and outperforming these young guys in their 20s and 30s. Ain't no stopping them. Okay, I'm going to take the lamb, I'm going to put it in my cup over here. I've looked at the other one 20 times, but I'm so busy telling a story, haven't really looked at it. Gosh. But you get into these coins, and man, you can do so much with these. I talk about it all the time. I'm working on a video. Where is it? I gotta do this video. There's nothing you can't do. TNYCD. And yeah, let's do a coin motivational video. Yeah, Chad's right. I think we could do that. Nothing on this one. What you do with this hobby. It's entirely up to you. Right? There's nobody who's going to stand there and tell you you can't do it. You can't do this. What are you thinking? This is only for experts and people with athletic prowess and smart people and good-looking people, and you ain't none of that. Is anybody telling you this? I mean, besides me, you can't do this. You don't have any money. What are you thinking? You're going to collect money? You don't have any money. You'll never have any money. Look, where you are right now is a different place than where you're going to be in 2 months, 6 months, 5 years, 10 years. Man, all too often you see people get into that groove, like Richard Stanton, right? Where his place is doing whatever the hell his thing is. And it was usually full bore, 100%, get out of my way, hell bent for leather. A lot of dealers think that way, though. Yes, I'm probably traumatized. I was attacked by bees when I was a child. But where you are now is different from where you're going to be, and you got to get out of the notion, get away from the idea that you're in a slot. Get away from the idea that you have a place in society, and getting out of that place is forbidden. That is the beauty of our society. Is you're not an untouchable. You're not an elite. You are whatever you want to be. So what is it you want? Because this life will give you anything you demand of it. You might just have to demand really, really hard. Hey, saying wood, wood, wood. Is that a thing? We got to say wood, wood, wood when we see her. There's Mystical Wolf. We'll look at Penny's talking, getting motivated, getting pumped. Look at Woody. That's a 1941. That's about a medium to light coverage and light contrast. But check out the pattern. That's interesting there. It's not even. Let's look at the back on that. Ugh, got crud on it. No matter. I'm going to keep that. What do we got going up here? A scratch. Darn it. How do you tell scratches? They got furrows. You ever see a plow go to work on a... Ooh, I got Play-Doh. Yeah. Furrows. And you can see it. That's a perfect shot for furrows. Let's get in there and see it closer. A furrow? What the hell's a furrow? Okay, Play-Doh time. Back off that coin. How about now? We'll do pink. We'll do a pink furrow. And here it is, back off. All right, so we're looking at the line from S to E. And how do we know it's a scratch? I pull up my handy dandy CJ die, and we're going to get this made. How's you this morning, the other side? I have that one's cousin. Oh, good. Okay, I'm going to flatten that. Let's go look at this over here. Oh, there it is. Here's a coin. Oop, there's a coin. We'll try to get the coin. Let's make this work. Okay. If I press an image into that, right? There you go. I'm going to have whatever the heck is on here, on there. So if I've got a scratch or a groove in here on the coin, it'll be raised. If I have a crack on here, over there, it's going to be raised because the metal will get into that crack and fill it and show you a raised line. Now, if I've got a furrow on a coin, let's give me a plow. Oh, here's a plow. Let's see if we can make that focus. A furrow is plowed up. Let's see if I can do this right. Where I drag something across there, and maybe that's not so good. Let's try it this way. That might be better. And it plows it up on the sides. There you go. And you'll see on the left and right side, especially on this one, how it's a furrow. It's plowed up. It's raised. And we may never be able to see this. How can we see that? Different color. Let's try a different color. like a trench. Yeah, it's plowed. You ever see a snow plow go through a deep pile of snow, right? Snow plow goes this way, snow goes up. It's a heap. Let's try it on a darker color. Maybe it'll be easier to see. Oop, it won't let go. Let go! Can't you? Okay, if I plow that up, boy, that Play-Doh sure is forgiving. This is a good one where you have raised metal over on the right side. I have no stick. I've had several sticks. I can't keep one around. Over here, it's raised. It's been pushed up. Whatever plowed that hole, push the metal up on the side. It's a furrow. So if I cut that down the middle, what would I cut that down the middle with? This here razor. Aha. That's an orange color. That's strange. Maybe it's the pink. Let's cut that down the middle and see what the hell I'm talking about for raised up. There we go. Perfect. See how it's raised above the field over here? You know, it's like the top of a peanut butter cookie. And this is raised above the field. And that's raised a little bit on that side. Okay. And over on your coin, you look at it, and it's a deep groove down the middle, and the metal's pushed up. The metal's not as forgiving as this Play-Doh. There we go. And I've got I got snow heaps on either side of the driveway. Does that make sense? You can see it from my house. There you go. So it's like a trench. There you go. Is that a dead bug? Get off my desk. I'm going to have to burn this whole place down. Yeah. So that's how that works. Okay, look, we're getting an hour into it. I just wanted to get that off my chest, and hopefully the person who was involved will see and understand and won't be angry or we'll work on it, babies. It's constant. Whatever it is, it's constant. We must always strive to be better than we are. And if we don't strive, then we become stagnant. Tomorrow's going to be a good day. I guarantee it. I'm going to get a nap. I'm going to have more coffee. And it's going to be a good day. Thank you, Ken, for all you do. Thank you, Quasi, for being part of it. And Cindy and Mike, Mystical Wolf, Coin Dragon, if you're still here. Yeah, we have a hobby which is human dependent. Without the people, there is no hobby. It's just money in the bank. But because there's people... Oh, Cindy had this one she got on the other day. What was it you typed in? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me type that in. Because people are involved, we have this interpretation thing. How do we interpret things that we see when we see things like this? There you go. She typed this in, and my reaction was, what do you know? Or did she mean, what do you know? And there's a huge difference in inflection, right? There's a huge difference in meaning, and you can get neither of those inflections from text. But we have to somehow work with what we have. We have this text-based system in front of us. English is a sing-song language, isn't it? I mean, isn't it? Yeah. What do you know? What do you know? Yeah. A lot of it depends on the way you say it. And if you type it in text, you're missing that whole element. Thanks for brightening my morning. It's morning already? Good Lord, it's 4:30 on this side of the ocean. Okay, guys, you stay groovy. Get in there and stick with it and try to make things better for yourself or someone else or just for the sake of it, you know? Man, if everybody tried to have a good day, imagine what kind of a day we'd have. Stay away from the naysayers and negative people and the people that tell you can't do it because they're wrong. Absolutely, and I was referring to the thumbnail picture. Ask Ken. He knows. What do you know? What do you know? It's all good. It's all good. We, the best way to get through an issue you have with communication is to communicate about it. I think that's the best way. That's what we always did. I've worked in places you can't be dishonest. You can't bullshit them. You can't. You got guys going into dangerous situations, and if they don't know what for, uh, they're at risk for no damn reason. We want everybody to go home, keep all their fingers and toes. Go home, take care of that family. We're here to make money and get out, because ain't nobody here excited about making some phosphoric acid because, hey man, I just love making phosphoric acid. No, you do it because you're paid to do it, and they pay you handsomely. The best you can do is be decent to the people you're working with. But if you start lying to cover your ass, somebody's in trouble, and it's probably not going to be you, but by God, somebody's going to get hurt. You got to be honest and open about those things. There's situations you have to, be upfront. Hey, do you have that done? And either you do or you don't. No, it's not done, and until it's done, nobody under it is safe. We used to do refractory bricklaying, right? We lay brick in arches, and sometimes overhead brick type stuff. And they say to us, "Hey, man, is it safe to go in there yet?" You don't say no, or excuse me, you don't say yes because you're trying to cover your ass so you can get ahead of schedule. No, that needs to cure for at least 12 hours, and it's been 4. I don't want anybody going in there for at least, another week, really, ideally. And they say, okay, nobody goes in there for another 8 hours then. Because, geez, if they do and it falls, they're dead. Also, you can look good on your schedule. No, it ain't worth it, man. I have only heavily medicated days now. Those are good days. Where's my medicine? Baby, baby, where are those chemicals we mixed up in the bathtub the other day? You awake? No. I think I might have to mix up another batch. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I've been up at it for a while. I'm going to do it again tomorrow and try my darndest not to screw up or fumble or lick coins unexpectedly. Really, the best way to tell these coins is, give them a good lick. That's copper. You can tell. I take around 20 pills daily. I swallow about 15, 20 cents daily. I don't mean to, it just happens. Look, you get out there, you do your thing, and you stay groovy. We'll see you later.